Hello, welcome back to the interface. My name's Alex, and today we're going to look at the infotainment system on the Genesis GV70 petrol. There isn't actually much difference between the infotainment systems on the electric version of the GV70 and the petrol version, but considering there's a new EV version out now, that has got a different infotainment system, so it's worth having a look at the petrol one again for 2025. Now this one's got an interesting setup, so most of the Genesis models, excluding the G70, have a nice wheel basically for controlling the infotainment screen. So this one has got a 14-inch screen. It's very, very wide aspect ratio, as you can see, but it is quite far away, so it's a little bit hard to reach the screen from the driver's seat, just where the screen is positioned. So what they have done is put a little wheel in place to control the whole system, and that's what we'll use for this video. It's very similar to the BMW iDrive system. So as you can see, when you navigate, you can go up and down, and you can go across and then down again, and it's all quite intuitive and quite nice to use. Typically when you're driving and using the screen, you have to take your eyes off the road, but with this you can just adjust something, flick your eyes in between, and it's a nice, safer alternative. So what we're going to do in this video is walk through the infotainment screen in depth, all the settings, explain each one by one. So it's going to be a really, really in-depth approach to looking at the screen. And at the end of the video, we're going to look at the Genesis Connected Services app, but specifically for a petrol Genesis, because there is some differences between the two. Most notably, you can't do a lot of the remote control features because it is a petrol vehicle. With the electric models, you can do a lot more stuff remotely. So first things first, it's around a 14-inch screen. At the moment it is raining, so you have got the weather displayed on the screen. So it tells you the date and time, tells you that the media is turned off. If the media is playing, you will have an animation. So I'll just demo that now. Now that the radio is turned on, you have got some information about the radio station that's playing, and that would change depending on what is currently on the system. So you have got DAB FM there, the radio station, and then a little animation to tell you something is actually playing. On the right hand side, it's nicely faded in between, we have got a map of where you are currently, the location name, and then the temperature outside as well. To swipe to the next screen, you can either swipe on the touchscreen or you can use the wheel. So you just move one option over. So you can see at the bottom there, we have got some little lines to show you that there are multiple screens in use. So on the screen, it is fairly similar to what Hyundai and the Kia software is like. It has got a Genesis twist. So we've got a nice wallpaper here which you can customize, which we'll look at in a bit. At the top left we have got the profile picture. So all I did there to get from there to there is basically knock it up one, and then that is my profile there. So it says my name there, the name which you can customize. Password's not in use. The fingerprint is also not in use. We have got a fingerprint reader just on the dashboard here. The GV60 also has that. It's a really, really nice feature. So what you can do with that is there's either two buttons down here to allow you to swipe between different users, or you can just use the fingerprint. So just like your iPhone, you can, or the Mac actually, you can just log into each account with your fingerprint. It's quite cool. We've also got the profile image. So what you can do is log onto your phone and upload a custom image of something, and you can have that option there. So Genesis Connected Services, if you select that, it says a no profile option selected, but you can do that, which is quite nice. And we have also got some pre-installed options there of different seasons by the look of things. We can link the Genesis account to your driver profile. So at the moment I have got my account logged into the vehicle, which is required to use the app on your phone, and then you can link the driver profile and the car together and get different benefits that way. It's quite nice. You got a download backup file, so if you have got multiple Genesis vehicles or you've had a car being replaced or something along those lines, you can swap between the two profiles and have some options backed up. So if you do go through and select a lot of different preferences for your profile, you can download the backup file and then you can have it that way. You can also delete the profile completely as well. We have got some little buttons here. So we've got menu, home and back, and that's how I'm navigating between the two. It's quite a nice little system. And then also here we can change the user. So you've got driver 2, mine or guest. So we'll go back here. So that's all the options in the profile section there. Also at the top we have got the home button, which takes you back to the home screen. We have also got a menu, so you can just turn this display off. There's that option as well. So there we go. What we can also do is reorder some icons. So if we want to reorder some icons, we can do. We're not going to do that now though. And then also we have got phone connection settings. So there's a nice little shortcut there to select the phone that's currently connected and yeah, set some different options there. It's quite nice. Okay, so we have got various different apps on here. So we've got map, navigation, which are kind of the same, radio, media, Amazon Music, which all the Genesis, Kia, Hyundai vehicles seem to have. I have managed to get some information from the parent company, and they are launching some other music services at some point. No idea when that's going to happen though. You've also got SoundCloud, you've got your phone settings, or the phone itself, Genesis connected services, Genesis Live, Apple CarPlay, voice memo, settings, Valet Mode, seat, quiet mode, climate, and then terrain mode, notifications, and then the manual. So we're going to go through one of these apps one by one and see what we've got. So the first one is the map. So very similar to the Kia one if you're used to this. So it just tells you exactly where you are. So you turn the wheel to zoom in and out, or you can pinch to zoom here. And that gives you a good idea of where you are. If we go the home screen there, takes you back to the home screen. We have also got the compass here. So if we swipe across to the right hand side, left hand side, got the compass, so you can adjust the look of the cursor essentially of where you are, or you can have AR. We've got auto 50 yards, you can change that, and you've got the nav voice. And the menu, so you've got destination, so you can search for destinations in here, which is quite good. Traffic information, so that would change the lines on the map to green, amber or red, depending on how slow the traffic is moving. Nearby information, so you can show point of interest icons, so you can customize that if you want to, which we'll look at in a bit. We've also got save locations, navigation settings. So again, we'll look at that bit in a bit, because we'll go through the settings app in depth, and then you can also turn the display off as well from there. On the right hand side here, there is a little arrow, which will just the widgets on the right hand side, so you can choose what widgets you want. At the moment it is weather. So let's test this out. So let's search for something in here. So let's type in, what we're going to do is use the voice. Get directions to Big Ben, London.
Do you want to be guided to this place?
Yes. So see what that looks like, see what the interface looks like as well.
The route guidance will start now. In 0.4 miles, turn right at the end of the road.
There we go. So it says 130 miles from where I am now. 6:30 we'll get there. And we can zoom out, and it tells you the route there. So we can just swipe down here, and it gives us the route. It is at the moment the wrong way around. We can click on this button here, and that will north up. There we go. That makes more sense. So it tells you the route there. It's quite good. If we completely exit those bits, there we go. So that's the map app. Pretty good stuff there. Also got navigation, so that's like a shortcut to search various things. So you can look at nearby points of interest. You've got filling stations. So if we do that, it tells us where they are. In other vehicles, it does tend to tell you how much it costs, but it does tell you the brand here, how much and how that works basically. Also got radio, so this is quite a nice app actually. So if we go to the top here, we have got the menu for the radio. So we've got display off again, station list. So we click on that, it gives us a whole list of stations, and you can have the option of favoriting them one by one as well. Go back up again. We've also got manual tune FM, scan DAB FM, and then traffic announcements. It was got regional, switch between DAB and FM. What that would do is DAB typically has slightly poorer signal than FM, so that will switch between the two, and it somehow manages to pre-buffer some of the FM or the DAB. So if you switch from FM to DAB, typically what will happen is that you'll get a jump in time. So if you go from FM to DAB, you might go back a few seconds. So this system manages to buffer something, and then work out where it should be in terms of the playback. It's quite clever actually. Got radio noise control. We will look at all the settings for this stuff in the settings app directly, but what we can do is choose how much noise reduction you want between the radio and sort of the static noise you get. Sound settings, again, we'll look at in a bit. Web manual, activating radio, split screen as well. And then at the top here, we have got an option for AM, so we can turn that on. That one is...
Please say the radio station name.
A voice assistant to tell you you can ask it to select a certain radio station if you're driving. Then we have also got QLS reference, so that's the sort of the sound stage. You've got reference, audience, or the on stage mode, and that's pretty much it really. Other Genesis models typically have a little sound recognition system. I think it's called Sound Dog, I think, something along those lines, and it will pick up the artwork for that particular radio station. This particular car doesn't actually have that, but that's pretty much it. It tends to work pretty well. So you can, again, if you can scan the whole radio stations there, and that will do a pretty good job. Let's go back to the home screen. Got media, so you can switch between all the different media options on the vehicle. So you've got DAB FM, Bluetooth audio, USB music, so there are some USB-A ports down here, and you can choose to play music back from that. Got Amazon Music, got SoundCloud, Sounds of Nature, so this is quite a cool app. It'll play some ambient sounds. Some people quite like that, it's quite nice. What we'll do here is go to the menu, so you've got media sources, so you've got AM, Apple CarPlay, and then Amazon Music as well, so that's all pretty self-explanatory. We'll close that, and then if we go up to the top here, we've got menu, got sound settings again, and some other options in there. Again, all the settings we will go through in the settings app directly. Amazon Music, so for this one, you can connect the Amazon Music account or your Amazon Prime account in the Genesis Connected Services app, and that's how you attach your account to the car. We will look at that briefly and see how that works. SoundCloud, same sort of stuff in there. Got phone, so what this does, if Apple CarPlay is connected, which it is currently, and it is wireless in the GV70, which is fantastic, it will just launch the phone app on Apple CarPlay. If you haven't got a phone connected, or it's just connected via Bluetooth, what it will do is just launch a phone app from the Genesis software and just have the integration there, which is quite cool. Got Genesis Connected Services, so these are some options mainly to do with sharing data between your phone and the car. So the weather one is its own standalone thing, and that just tells you what the weather is doing where you are currently. The calendar app, I haven't got it set up, but again, what it just said there, you can connect your Google Calendar, your iCloud calendar to the Genesis app, and then from there it will sync across to the car and show you all your things that you've got going on. Basically, it's quite a nice system. Sports, so you can set your favourite teams and follow your favourite teams across various different sports. There is that option as well. You've got vehicle diagnostics, which only comes up if the vehicle is running. So I'm just going to turn the engine on here. So it's going to preparing for vehicle diagnostics. Please try again later. So I'll come back once that's ready. So it's been about a minute here. So just click on vehicle diagnostics again. So once you click on that, it goes through into the check on the vehicle. It says leaving this screen will cancel the vehicle diagnostics mode. So that's fine. We'll let that run through. So it just checks everything. Everything's fine. Checks 7 different parameters. Transmission, engine, motor-driven power steering, suspension, braking and body control, driver assistance, airbag, and that's pretty much it. So I'll turn the engine off now. The other option in here is Connected Services Settings. So this is how you activate the app on your phone, or you activate the car with this service. So you can activate the system there and reconfigure it. You can also see what email address has been used with the system, so you can close that and look at details. It just tells you what this whole system is and how it works. You've also got modem information, so you've got the IMEI number, a VIN for a QR code, and then you can add the vehicle to your app that way. Verification code, Genesis Connected Services Activation Help, on or off, offline mode, so you can turn all the systems off if you want to, terms of use, privacy notice, and then you can deactivate all the systems, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We've also got Genesis Live. So this is some online data services, so that's really, really good. You've got traffic information, so it will use your location and tell you where there are some issues on the roads. There's always quite a few. So where I am currently in Droitwich, there's quite a few issues to do with impassable roads. Not entirely sure why, but yeah, that just gives you an idea of what's going on. There is also live parking information, and this is really, really cool because it tells you where it can, how much they cost, but also if there is actually spaces. So there's a hotel near me, it's free to park, there's a green icon there, and it tells you exactly where to go. That one tells you exactly how to get there as well, so that's quite good. If you click on that button there, that tells you again how much it costs, but also some information as well. So it says it's free of charge. There is parking space information. They are free, like there's actually spaces available. I'd imagine if you go to London or something, there will be some more information about how many spaces are available. But yeah, that one's really, really useful actually. So while you're driving along, you can get that information. Filling stations. This again should tell you how much everything costs. It does, which is really, really good. So the newest one to me is a Merco station, £1.31 a litre for petrol. That one's £1.29, so that's pretty good. There are some apps on your phone which can do the similar thing, but to have it built into the vehicle is really, really cool, to be honest. Next is Apple CarPlay. It is wireless in the GV70. I think all the Genesis models now have wireless Apple CarPlay as standard. There was some software updates to enable that, which was really good. You can use it wired, so there are 2 USB-A ports down there, one of which does data and one does charging only. But yeah, it's wireless and it works pretty well. So we've got all the usual CarPlay apps on here. Got the button to go back to the main Genesis screen, and yeah, it works really, really well. Let's go back to the main screen. You've got voice memos. So all the Hyundai, Kia and Genesis models have this app, even the little Picanto. You can just record some messages to yourself, which is quite nice. So let's do this now. This is a test of the Genesis voice memo system. How do I sound? Let's listen to that back. Let's go over there. There we go. Test of the Genesis voice memo system. How do I sound? That sounds pretty good, actually. Some of the other ones sound a bit naff, but this one sounds pretty good. This is a test of the Genesis voice memo system. How do I sound? Pretty cool. You've got settings now, so it's going to be quite an extensive section in the video. So there are some chapters down below if you want some granular control of what I'm talking about here. So the first one is vehicle. So we're going to have to turn the engine on again. So apologies if the camera shakes. It shouldn't shake too much because it's quite a stable car in terms of vibrations, and it doesn't look like it's moving at all. There we go. So the first one is vehicle. So you've got driver assistance. This one, again, is fairly extensive. So in here we have got driver assistance. You've got driving convenience, so the first one here. So this one is all the cruise control features. So the first one is smart cruise control, or SCC. So you can link that to the drive mode. So whatever drive mode you're in, it will then take control of the cruise control mode. But what I've done is say based on driving style. So that's pretty good as well. And you can view driving style analytics. So what you can do here is increase the responsiveness of how it handles overtaking. So you can do quick responses for the speed. You can do acceleration fast, and then distance is close or far. So quite nice to have that like that. If you go to driving convenience, so it's still under driving assistance here. So driving convenience, we've got HDA, motorway driving assist is turned on. And the GV70, this one specifically, has HDA version 2, and that gives you a lot more features as well. You've got lane change assist on the motorway, so what you can do is blip the indicator, hold the steering wheel loosely, and it will move into lane for you. We've also got motorway auto speed change, so if you've got cruise control turned on, what it will do is adjust the speed limit based on the adjust the cruise control based on the speed limit, as well as navigation data as well. Speed limit, so you've got assist, warning or off. You've got warning timing, normal or later. Warning methods, so you've got the volume control in there, so let's turn that down a little bit, so it gives you a bit of a preview of what's happening. So it will vibrate the steering wheel as well, just going to have it completely turned off. And driving safety priority and parking safety priority as well. So DAW, or driver attention warning, so you've got information about the leading vehicle departure, got forward attention warning, and swaying warning as well. So if you do need a rest, it will tell you based on that. The forward attention warning, so there is a little infrared camera system, well, a sensor system underneath this hood here for the driver's display. So there is a little sensor there to tell you if you're paying attention to the road or not, as well as leading vehicle departure alert. Forward safety, so that's turned on. You've got active assist or warning, so that will actually brake for you if there is an issue. Lane safety, so you've got assist or warning only. Blind spot safety, so got some blind spot view monitors, so whenever you indicate, there's a little preview from the cameras in the mirrors that tell you what's going on there. And you've got safe exit warning as well, so if there is a vehicle in your blind spot, it will absolutely tell you about that. Parking safety, so camera settings, so what we can do in here is adjust all the previous settings. You've got parking distance warning, so it says parking distance warnings are shown in the camera's top view display. Got top view reference lines and then rear view reference lines as well, all handy stuff. Surround view monitor is turned on, so this camera preview here, so you can get a little preview of that using the camera button, but it gives you a good idea of what's happening. Auto distance parking warning as well, so automatic activation of parking distance warning at low speeds. Active rear assist, so what that would do is tell you if someone's coming up behind you. You've got rear warning or off, and then rear cross traffic safety. So again, if someone's moving behind you, it will tell you about that as well. So that's gone through all the driving assistance. What we've done is go for a list view of that sort of vehicle view, basically. Next one is drive mode, so brakes are in comfort or sport. Got drive mode alert change, and then got coasting turned on as well. Engine is decoupled from transmission during coasting for better fuel economy in eco drive mode. I've got that turned on, does work pretty well actually. Active sound design minimized, enhanced or normal, so that will have some synthetic engine sound, a bit of a hard way to say. Turn that off. We have got some heads up display settings, so you can turn the heads up display on or off. But what you can do also is move it. So if you're not that tall like me, the heads up display by default is quite low down, you can't actually see it. So what you can do in here is adjust the height. You can move it up really, really high if you want to, or turn it off completely, and it gives you a better idea of where the heads up display is. So 19 or 20 is the highest. What you can also do is rotate it for whatever reason, and you can whack the brightness up so you can actually see it in dim conditions. So that's quite good as well. Content selection, so you can have various things on the screen here. So blind spot displays. I turn the radio one off, so when you're cycling through tracks on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever, it comes up and gets rid of the speed whenever you change songs. So recommend turn that off if you change songs quite often. Got cluster, so illumination. So you can auto adjust the brightness of the cluster, the driver's display here. So you can turn the brightness up manually if you want to, or you can adjust the auto brightness. So it's a little bit dimmer now. Theme selections, there are 3 different themes. So the little preview there. So theme A is some very, very old fashioned dials. Theme B is more of a sport mode. And then theme C is quite a nice modern take on a speedo dial. It's quite nice. 3D depth, so you've got maximum 3D depth. A little bit weird here, and medium as well. So it looks like it checks your eyes and makes a 3D version of the screen here, and it even detects the distance you are from the screen. So if you move your head in and out, the 3D mode comes and goes. I don't quite like the 3D mode, so I'm going to turn it off personally. Reset fuel economy after refueling or manually, so we're going to do manually. Content selection, what you can also have is an icy road warning, blind spot monitoring, and then the wipers display. So whenever you put the wipers in auto mode, it will actually tell you what mode you've got the wipers in, so that's quite nice. Welcome sounds, that's the little Genesis chime whenever the screen comes on or off, that's quite good. And then the climate as well, so we've got internal air circulation. What I've noticed with the Genesis vehicles is the climate options are really, really nice and in-depth. So for instance, when you enter a tunnel or you've got the washer fluid on or off, it will turn the air recirculation on or off. So that's really, really handy, especially when you're entering a tunnel. So you don't want all the fumes coming in. Also, if the windows are open, it will close the windows by itself. Automatic ventilation, so you have got auto dehumidify. So what it will do is if the recirculation is turned on for too long, it will turn it off for a period of time and bring some fresh air into the cabin. I've got that turned off because what I've noticed is as soon as it comes on, you just smell the outside world, and some of the outside world just smells. So what I've done is turn that off, and if it is getting too humid in here, it will sort itself out, and it will do automatic ventilation for that. Defog and defrost, so you've got defog options there. You also got auto defog, so if the humidity in the vehicle is too high, it will sort itself out for you. Climate features, so you can lock the rear climate features, so if you have got some kids in the back messing around, you can lock those down. You've also got climate touchscreen haptic intensity, so there are some haptic options there. You've got medium or strong. So there are some nice little haptic options there. Gives you a good idea of the things you're actually pressing, or you can just turn it off completely. Yeah, you want that on really. Gives you a good idea of what's happening. You've got warmer ventilation features. You've got link to climate settings. It's got steering wheel warmer or driver seat warmer ventilation, and then seat heater balance. So you can customize how much of what area of the seat is covered by the seat heating, so that's really, really cool. So the next options is seats. So you've got the same options in there that we just looked at a minute ago. But we have also got smart support. So we've got smart support for the driver. So whenever you put the car in sport mode or drive at high speeds, it will activate some bolstering for you, which is quite nice, and also for the passenger too. Ergo motion. So after about an hour or 40 minutes sometimes, the car will automatically massage the driver's seat, so you're not feeling too fatigued, as well as smart posture assist as well. And then ergo motion, again, that's enabled for the same features for the passenger too. Seat easy access, you've got driver's seat, normal position, so whenever you get in and out of the car, it will move back and forward for you. You can customize how far that does move. Same for the passenger, and also the steering wheel too. We've also got seat switch and movement, so displays seat information when the switches are touched or moved. So whenever you touch the buttons, it tells you exactly what they do. That's not on by default. We've also got ergo motion activity notifications as well. You've got lights, so you've got ambient lighting. So there's lots of ambient lighting in the vehicle. So I've got it set to blue, and you can customize the brightness and also dim it when it's dark. We've got customization here for how often the indicator flashes based on what you've done. You've got intelligent high beams, so you've got 35, 25 or 15 mile an hour limits on when they come on. And also you've got welcome mirror lights, so the lights will come on when the doors are unlocked or locked, and then on driver approach as well. And then also the headlamp display, so that will, or delay, sorry, that will, when you turn the car off and walked away, the headlamps and all the lights will stay on for 15 seconds so you can get in and out easily. And then also interior button lights on, even in daylight conditions the buttons will stay on so you can see where they are. And also got travel mode as well, so whenever you drive in a foreign country, it will automatically adjust the headlight position based on that country. Next is door tailgate, so you've got auto lock enable on speed. You can also enable on shift for that, so you put it in drive, it will automatically lock the doors. Auto vehicle off, so on vehicle off or shift to P. Power tailgate speed, fast or slow. Power tailgate height, full open. And also smart tailgate, so whenever you get near the boot, it will open the boot for you. And also you've got convenience, and then in here you've got rear occupant alert. So it says if a rear door is opened or closed, the driver is reminded to check the rear seats for passengers or items. So some vehicles will ask you to check the rear doors regardless of what's happened, but this will only tell you if the rear doors have been opened. You've got service interval. For service interval information, go to the Genesis Connected Services page. Oil change reminder, wireless phone charging, which we've got turned on. Auto gear, auto rear wiper in reverse gear, and advanced anti-theft as well. And that's pretty much it for the vehicle section of the settings app. So the next one is navigation. So we've got display. So you can have the vehicle speed displayed, you have traffic information displayed, color for traffic on the route, show points of interest icons, and fuel price information as well. You've also got guidance, so route options here. You can customize the order of which different routes are displayed, which is quite cool. You can set guide distance type, so you've got cumulative distance or interval distance. You've got distance type displayed for turns and maneuvers, so you can customize that. Show route details or augmented reality, that's in the heads-up display. And then border crossing information, so country information tells you what country you're in and all the different options there. So motorway speed limit, countryside speed limit, and town and city. The traffic information is turned on, and also the country code for the phones. Again, that will change whatever country you enter. And as soon as you cross a border, this will tell you what the new country rules are, or information for the road. And also you can choose to display alternative routes, show route overview when stopped, and you can mute the voice guidance as well. Alerts, you can turn on camera alerts and you can change the settings, so you can customize that as well. Got the map, so map mode, map font size, and you can customize everything in here. So map mode, got map view, so you can choose the direction of the nighttime or the daytime, and notification when the map view changes. You've got 3D buildings on or off, and auto zoom. Map font size, large, extra large, or standard. You can choose the color of the map, so you've got cafe latte, mocha, or black, or milk. You've got vehicle symbol, copper or copper rust, so blue. Auto zoom settings, extra zoom in, or extra zoom out, or the default. And that's it for the map settings. You've got automated features, so previous destinations, so you can choose if previous destinations are saved, or you have a timestamp on those as well. And you can save destinations based on automatic recommendations as well, and also display previous destinations when entering the map screen. Automatic return after scrolling, return to map, 20, 10, 5 or off, my data, and then satellite as well. And also that is it for the settings and for the navigation options anyway. Sound, so you've got premium sound, so you can choose the enhanced, normal, minimized or off for the engine sound, and you can also limit the volume on startup. We've got position, so you can choose exactly where the position of the center stage is going to be, so that's quite cool. There's speakers everywhere in this vehicle. You've got equalizer, so it's customize that back. Equalizer, so treble, mid-range or bass. You've also got guidance, so guidance volumes. You can customize how loud the speech is and all the beeps. You can choose to mute the voice guidance. You can navigate alerts, so camera alerts are turned on. You can have navigation during phone calls, mute navigation guidance as well. and then also the welcome sound and navigation prioritized. It's got active sound design, radio noise control, which we looked at earlier, driver assistance, which we looked at earlier as well, connected device volume, so you can customize the volume of Android Auto, but also customize the volume for Apple CarPlay as well. Next is the phone connection. So you've got phone connection settings in here. So my phone's currently connected, and there are some options in here. So what you can do is click on that button, and that'll launch Apple CarPlay by itself, or turn it on and off actually, sorry. So you can have one phone connected at a time, and that's how that works. Let's go back here. You've also got Bluetooth system information, so you can customize the name of your vehicle. Just have it on that one. And what you can do here is actually draw on the little touchpad and add some names. So let's do, we'll do delete, and then we'll do space, which is that one. And you can type in, let's do, yeah, so you can draw some names in there. That's quite nice. And you can completely delete that if you want to as well. So we're going to type the GV60 name back in. So G, ask you there if you want to use an O or a 0. So we'll click OK. And then phone projection settings as well. So if we look at Apple CarPlay here, just choose what devices are used. And then user profiles. So you've got Alex Lowe, and then that's the settings we looked at earlier. So that's pretty good. And you can also change users in there. Got voice recognition, so online voice recognition and minimize voice guidance. And then theme layouts, so you've got color themes. So you can choose the theme of the whole interface. So you've got copper or copper rust. Exterior color, so in all the settings and all the cameras, you can choose what color the vehicle is displayed as. I've chosen green. It would be quite nice to have the name of the colors, because a lot of the colors are fairly similar, but they all have different names. So it would be nice to have the exact color of the vehicle you've got. This one's, I can't remember the exact name, but it's a green of some sort. Font size, you can choose that. Between extra large, large, standard, and then the map font size as well. Home screen wallpaper, so you've got the option of a skyline that looks like Los Angeles, and then another skyline there. And you've got theme selection, so we did look at that earlier in the settings there, but there's some various options in there for the driver's display. Screensaver, so you can choose what kind of clock you want on the screensaver. We're going to choose digital clock, and then we go to turn the screen off, that will just be displayed. And then you've also got split screen settings as well. Got display, so you've got illumination, so you've got the brightness of the display, which we looked at a bit earlier. Camera settings, and also a blue light filter, so that'd be on or off. Button touchpad, so there's actually quite a few different buttons here. So you've got a mode button on the steering wheel. You've got a filled-in star and a hollow star on the display here. So we can choose what those options do. So you've got a hollow star, you can choose to launch various things there. The filled-in star, mode button, and you can customize what the up and down arrows do. You can customize what the home button does, the climate, touchscreen haptic intensity, which we looked at a bit earlier, and also the Genesis controller. So highlight, push to play, and then highlight to play. And you can also lock the front touchpad as well. You've got connected services, which we looked at earlier. And then general, so this is for the screen itself. You've got software information, and you can update it. So this is the premium Gen 6 navigation. It was updated in September, or 2nd of September, or the 2nd or the 9th of February, depending on what format it's in. And also what software versions everything is on, and all the different options. You can also enable automatic over-the-air updates as well. System information, so memory, you can see what stuff is taking up what space, and then what's new. So last time this car was updated, you can choose to look at what's new. So you've got audio system, so Apple CarPlay is now wireless. That was as of probably September. It tells you how to delete the previous phone you've got if you were using a wired Apple CarPlay beforehand. So that's all set up quite nicely. Cluster update, there's been no updates to the cluster, I don't think, and also the heads-up display. Obviously separate updates here. Date and time, so at the moment, the date and time's wrong because it is daylight saving. Again, it would be nice if this could do it by itself. English, languages, keyboard settings, units, and then also media settings, and you can default the whole vehicle. That's it for the settings. That's always a large section of the video. The next one is Valet Mode. So you can choose a password here. So let's do 1111, 1111. And what this will do is activate the Valet Mode, and that will literally restrict access to the whole system, the whole screen, and it will just show this view here. To exit Valet Mode, just enter that password again, and job's done. Just turn it down. So the next one is seat. So we can control the seats here. So there are some buttons on the passenger seat, but you can also adjust it from the touchscreen. So if you don't want to reach across and do that, you can adjust the seat from infotainment screen, which is awesome. So you can adjust the seat here. I'm not going to adjust it because my tripod is actually resting on the seat. But what you can do is come here and adjust the backrest, cushion height, and the cushion tilt as well. There's also the quiet mode, which will keep all the media in the front seats only. So you can activate that and it will stop playing music in the back seats, which is quite nice, quite good if you've got kids trying to get to sleep. We've also got climate, so the vehicle has to be on for this. We will turn the vehicle on again. So climate here, so if you don't want to use the touchscreen little section down here, which is quite a nice little system really, you can adjust everything from the infotainment screen, which is up to you if you want to do that. So you can adjust the fan speed, the steering wheel warmer, and also the rear climate controls as well if you want to do that. So you can adjust the temperature in the back there as well, which is quite nice. You've got terrain mode, so terrain mode is off and there's a button here to turn it on. So you can switch between terrain mode and it tells you where everything is being set. So you've got snow mode, mud mode, and then it will tell you where all the options are being sent to, and also the steering wheel angle as well, which is quite cool. And then also that one is sand. So again, steering wheel angle, if you want that information, but also the angles of the vehicle. So I have no idea how good the GV70 is off-road, but it is quite nice to have all those different options, especially for quite a luxury SUV. Notification, so nothing in there. And then the manual as well. This is probably a QR code. There is also a handwriting manual, and also you can get access to a whole manual there. There is a paper manual in the boot, but if you want a digital version, there is that available as well. So that's been a look at the infotainment system. We're now going to look at the Genesis Connected Services app and walk you through all of those features. So I've got the Genesis Connected Services app loaded. Unfortunately, the picture of the car is actually the wrong colour. When I've reviewed Kias and Hyundai's, the colour has been correct. I do wonder if this is registered wrong in terms of what Genesis think the colour is, but this one is actually a nice green, a really, really dark green, and the brown interior goes really, really well with it. This one's more of a purple colour. So as I mentioned earlier, the app is fairly restricted in terms of what you can do compared to the EV models, so they've got some different options in here really. So top centre is the picture of the car. It is connected to the Genesis servers. Got the range on the vehicle, so 147 miles, it's about half a tank, just under half a tank. You can lock and unlock the car doors remotely if you want to. You can also add favourite locations, home and office. You can start the valet mode remotely if you want to. You can view the status of the vehicle, so you've got unlocked, closed, and something is off. So let's look at this and more. So that's just the climate, so I'd imagine that's to do with the seat heating. Let's go back to the home screen. You've got the temperature of where you are, so Droitwich, it tells you what the temperature is. You've also got your calendar, which is nice and synced. User profiles, personal services, vehicle report, and alert services. User profile is, you can use a backup file that you've got saved, which I haven't got one saved. Personal services here, so you've got your calendar and your music streaming services. Vehicle report, so it tells you what's been happening here. So yesterday, for example, it says 7 kilometers driven, 12 miles time, and top speed of 87 kilometers an hour, and the idle time was 1 minute. If we look at vehicle diagnostics, nothing wrong with the vehicle, it's done however many miles. What we can do as well is adjust the units it uses. So for some reason it uses kilometers as default, but you can use miles as well. So go back to the vehicle report here, so it tells you here everything that it's been doing. So top speed, everything. 18 minutes and 58 miles an hour. Got remote control. All you can do is lock and unlock the doors. So on the EV GV70, what you can do is precondition the battery. You can precondition the climate interior, and there are some other options in there as well. You can open the sunroof if you have got one. Status. So again, top-down view of the vehicle, the range, the status of the doors. Everything's locked and unlocked, and vehicle report, and then the map as well tells you where you are, your phone, and then where the vehicle is as well, and then you can get access to things that are nearby. And then more, so we've got digital key. These vehicles do support Apple Car Key, which is really, really nice, and you also got some options in there. You can change the PIN, log out, reset your PIN. Got user settings, so you can share the car with someone. And you've got app settings as well in there. So it's a really, really decent app, nice lot of options in there. So that's been a look at the infotainment system and the Genesis app for iPhone for the 2025 Genesis GV70. If you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing to the Interface Cars. My name's Alex, and I'll see you again next time.